going to find Sean, and you know, there's something that's just not setting. And his partner, his partner still can't get behind it. He's like, "You gonna tell me that the Wolfman and the Mummy and you know, they're all kind of laughing about it and stuff." But Sean's dad's headed out to look for him. And then the Mummy attacks them as they're in the car. But fortunately, Rudy kind of puts the mummy wrapping onto one of the arrows, pulls back, and you know, into the thing, and then the mummy unravels, which really cool scene too. It's a great little practical effect that they did. And then the mummy has been disposed of, rather easy. And then Sean's dad and his partner are driving like 100 miles an hour to get out there to Dracula's house, and they actually see Dracula's car, and they're going head on. And right before they hit head on, Sean and his dad actually drive straight through that car. And then that's kind of when his partner says, "You know what? I'm not gonna say a word. I get it. You're right. I was wrong. I'm not gonna say a word." And he's like, "You know what? I appreciate that." So back at Sean's house, Dracula actually arrives and lights up some dynamite and throws it into the clubhouse because, hey, you know, he's a murderous bastard, and blows up the clubhouse. Sean's dad actually pulls his gun on him, but then Dracula has another stick of dynamite. He lights it and throws it underneath Sean's dad's car, and it blows up, killing his partner. And then he shoots Dracula several times, and then nothing. I mean, like the bullets go straight through him. So they're realizing real quick that they're in for a world of hurting. And Dracula transforms into a bat, and his dad runs into the house, finds one of the walkie-talkies, and he's like, "Sean, you know, answer me." And Sean goes, "Hey, Dad, we're going to town square. Get there quick." So now we're at the last part of the movie. We're at the big fight of the movie where the female vampires show up. And this is a little bit of an editing mistake, I think. But the female vampires show up, and Patrick's sister starts reading with the help of the German guy. But Rudy actually shoots one of them with a stake. And then he kills another one when it attacks him. But then that's it. He only kills two. And I never saw him actually kill the third. But there was three there. But then Dracula shows up. But right as he's showing up, he's kind of flying as a bat. And I'm sorry, but this is how I'm flying. He pulls out his gun, unloads, and actually clips Dracula. And Dracula kind of goes through this glass window into a department store. And then Wolfman actually shows up and saves Dracula from Sean's dad, because Sean's dad went up to finish him off. But fortunately, Sean kind of gets the drop on Wolfman, puts the dynamite in the Wolfman, and then they throw him out the window, and he blows up. Great effects, by the way. But it's not a silver bullet, and guess what? From earlier in the movie, Rudy was right. So the Wolfman is in pieces, but actually grows right back together. So we actually find out a really big story. We find out that Patrick's sister isn't a virgin because she doesn't count this one time with this one guy. And so it's like, wait a minute, you're not a virgin? So because she read it all, nothing happened. So Wolfman attacks, and fortunately he is he's kicking the crap out of all of the police officers. But Rudy gets one of the guns, throws a silver bullet in it. Bye Wolfman. And an actually cool scene too, that the Wolfman transformed back into his human form after he was shot, and actually says thank you. So I thought that was cool. And then the creature from the Black Lagoon, or Gilman, attacks, and he is kicking the fire out of some policemen. And Horace is, trying to get into one of the storefronts, and the two bully kids from before, they're not letting him in. So what does Horace do? Horace just gets him a big pump shotgun and just done. Blows him away, and in a nice little one of the bullies comes out and he says, "Fat kid, way to go." And he's like, "My name is Horace." Dun 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 with the music. So kind of like Horace is a badass. But we realize that they do have a virgin. Sean's sister Phoebe is a virgin. And she's actually going to read because the scary German guy is actually going to just translate and have her repeat after him. Well, Dracula shows up and actually knocks the German guy to the ground, and he attacks Phoebe. And in a scene that they only shot one time because Phoebe, being so little, was actually really, really scared of the guy who was Dracula. And and it's Duncan Regard. He said that he was only going to do it one time because he did not want to scare her any more than what he had to. So they did the prop and everything. They lifted it up, nailed the scene, but right when he kind of, at Phoebe, who shows up? Frank. Frank shows up and he yells, "Focus!" and then knocks Drac knocks him a loop onto this big metal like rod and stuff, and it goes right through him, and he's kind of stuck there. And with Frank's protection, Phoebe does it. She finishes it, and then the hole opens up, and Dracula, he's being pulled in, and he grabs Sean, and then fortunately Sean reaches over and there's a stake. Sean reaches up, boom, right through the heart, and as the thing's sucking Dracula through, Van Helsing comes in the distance and grabs Dracula, giving him a thumbs up to Sean. Sean gives him a thumbs up back, and bye-bye Dracula. But unfortunately, Frank is getting pulled away too, and Phoebe's trying to hold on and begging him not to go, and all of a sudden, as he gets pulled into this hole, Phoebe throws him her bear, and real cute scene. Well, finally, the army has showed up, because remember, Eugene messaged and asked for the army. And when they got there, and they're like, "We're looking for Eugene. Who's Eugene?" Eugene's like, "There's a monster in my closet." And he kind of smirks. And then Sean says, "Well, I guess we're responsible." And they're like, "Who are you?" And he goes, "We're the Monster Squad." And then with the credits roll, and the movie is over. And let me go ahead and tell you guys, I absolutely loved this movie growing up. It's kind of a take on the Goonies, which it was kind of compared to that and stuff. But I'm glad that because of the VHS and stuff, that it picked up so much momentum and cult status. If you've not seen this movie, I highly, highly recommend it. And this is a movie that you can watch with your kids. This is a movie that that you can just watch by yourself. It's a movie for all ages, because there's no nudity. There's really hardly any cussing at all in it. The gore is very, very minimal, if any. So it's a fantastic movie to watch, and it kind of gets lost in the shuffle. I would strongly recommend Hollywood. Look, Hollywood loves doing these remakes. They truly do. This is a remake to get behind, because it's got all of the classic monsters, and imagine what they could do today, and with the technology, and with the CGI, and with everything that they've got, what they could do with Dracula, Frankenstein, the Mummy, Wolfman, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. The classics. I mean, these are what you grew up on. These are where the monsters in today have originated from. So, I strongly suggest Hollywood, if you're listening, which you're probably not, but if you're listening, give me a call. I'd be an advisor on it. All right, guys. Well, hey, with that, we are going to wrap up our podcast. I want to thank our friends David and Wendy at the Murder Police Podcast. They've been a big help for getting us started. Check them out wherever you can, wherever you listen to your podcast. They are phenomenal. All their podcasts are about true crime, actual crimes that happen, and they get all kinds of people to come onto their show who have actually worked the cases, tried the cases, families, and it's phenomenal. I want to thank Mason Sowell and Shannon Brewer for being our producers of the show. They help from getting us set up with our mics, with our music, our cover picture, any type of edits that we might do. We're actually going to start a YouTube channel, so they've been a big help to that. Thank you to Christian Holiday for helping me get that set up with going to start with the YouTube. Also, want to thank Bensound for our intro and outro music. Check them out for all your music needs. Bensound.com. All they ask is whatever you're doing, just give them a shout out, and it's completely free. So they're phenomenal. Also want to give a shout out and let you know that Moments Entwined Photography with Ashley Eastup. She is absolutely great. If you're looking at anything from family pictures, baby pictures, school pictures, boudoir, cosplay, absolutely anything, you look up Ashley Eastup at Moments Entwined Photography, she'll get you taken care of. Also want to do a big shout out and thank you to my wonderful wife Shelly for standing by me on this new hobby that I created of chit-chatting about movies. Thank you, and being as wonderful and amazing as you are. And thanks to anybody who's stopping by on the theater and stuff and just likes listening to the podcast. If you do like listening to the podcast or you have any suggestions, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. You can reach us and get us through Spotify, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Amazon Music. We are on that now with podcasts, and we're actually doing a YouTube channel that's going to be One Movie Guy's Opinion. So, and if you want to reach out and contact us, you can reach us at onemovieguysopinion@gmail.com. Our Facebook group is One Movie Guy's Opinion. And for the YouTube, if you like what you read, if you like what you hear, like I said, we're new at this, so we're going to be messing up a lot in the beginning and probably once we're continuing. But if you like it, hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate it. And you know what? With that, I'm Chuck. This is One Movie Guy's Opinion. Until the next time, I'll see you guys at the theater. Thanks so much for stopping by.